the least change. So the least change would probably be the flattest area. Do you agree?
Yeah.
What do you think looks the flattest? Yeah, I would say this right here looks like the least change. So the official answer would be 2004, 2005. What if I asked you for the most change? What do you think?
2002, 2003.
Yeah, I'd agree. This right here. Now, what if you had a segment that was like shooting down like this? Would you still say that that's the most change?
Yeah.
Even though it's going down instead of going up?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this question just asked for the most change. So change could be in a positive direction or a negative direction. Okay? So just make sure that if you're looking for change, it doesn't matter what direction you're going in. But the least change would be your flattest area. Okay, number 2, I told you you didn't really have to make a graph, but I want you to tell me what type of graph you would use and why. So we're looking at people in Quebec, what language they speak. English only, French only, English and French or other. What do you think? What would you use for this? I would probably use, I think you could justify a bar graph, but I would probably go with a circle because it represents a whole population. As long as you clean up after yourself, it's fine.
Oh, so now we can use it. It can't be like
You guys, yes. Yes, don't eat gross stuff and don't leave stuff out and you're fine. Okay? I don't know, I just mean don't eat stuff that's going to make a big mess that ants will want to run to. Oh, sorry. Circle.
I grossed everybody out with my nose blowing. I can't help it.
Because this represents a whole population, I would want to see, and I'm just going to do kind of a sketch, like this is the whole population, this is the amount that speak English, this is the amount that speak French, this is the amount that speak English and French, and then this is the ones that speak other. Okay, by the way, those are totally not drawn to scale, I just made those up. Okay, I didn't even look at the numbers when I did them. Okay, number 3. Good? Okay. The number of gold medals are shown below. Make a stem and leaf plot. Now this is just a single stem and leaf. Ooh, there's something tricky on this one though. What's the smallest number you see here? Okay. Or 7. Yep. And then what's the biggest? 26, is that right? 26? Oh, 44. Thank you. I thought you said 34 and I was like, I don't see any 30s. So our stems need to start at what? 0, because we need a stem of 0 for the 7 and the 9. So we want to go from 0 to 4. And with the 0, we're going to put the 9, the 7, and the other 9. And remember, they do need to go in order. So I did a 7 and 3 9s.
Hey, can we just do it off to the right? Or do we?
What do you mean?
On our paper, we write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 close to the line that we need to read the section.
Oh, like over here?
Yeah, or, no, over to the other side.
Oh, over here.
Or do we need that space?
Oh, no, you won't need that space. Yeah, that's okay. Sorry, I just didn't understand what you're asking. And then we've got 13, 15, 16. Any other ones?
No.
So 3, 5, and 6 here. I think so. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 9s. For 2, I see a 0 and a 6. Any 3s?
No.
Can I skip the 3 then?
Yeah.
But, I mean, could I leave it out of my list here? Like, could I go 0, 1, 2, 4?
No.
No. You have to include everything even if there's no leaves there. And then for the 40, you would do 44. And then what do I need to tack onto the bottom? Okay, so what do you want to use? 0, 7? Okay. 0, 7 means 7. That could be your key. You could use any other one. You could do 1/3 and say that means 13. Okay? Okay, number 4. Want you to do a frequency table. Now the nice thing is they set up the frequency table for you. Jordan?
Okay, on the last one it says 55 to 64.
Oh. Well, let's figure out what should that say. We go 50 to 54, 55 to 59, 60 to 64, 65 to... Yeah, you're right. This should be 69. Okay, if you're following the pattern from the other ones, 50 to 54, 55, 59, 60, 64, 65, 69. Good catch. I wouldn't have caught that. Okay, let's start tossing these in. 67 goes here. 52 goes here. 54, 57, 61, 56. Got an awful lot of time to giggle, which means you're not writing these down. Okay. Yes.
Yes, what's all like.
Is that what you came out with?
Yeah.
3, 3, 5, and 2?
Yep.
All right. This doesn't pertain to this problem specifically, but in general on that test that you guys just took, there were a lot of places where you made little mistakes that had you just taken a second to double check your work, you would have been much better off. Okay? So 3, 3, 5, and 2, that's 6, 11, 13 things total. That means there better be 13 numbers in this box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I know that I got all of them. But had you only had 12 tallies here, you would have known that you missed a number and you could go back and fix it. I saw little stuff like that a lot, like places where you miss numbers, and if you had just taken the time to like count up how many you had, you would have been in much better shape. Today, because I wanted to give them back to you after we did this review. Okay? Okay, number 5 then, wants you to make a histogram, and your histogram can be pretty small. Leave a little bit of space at the bottom to write. What do I put down here? Yeah, the ages. So I need 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to squeeze it in. Yeah. 50 to 54. 55 to 59. 60 to 64. And what goes up the side? Frequencies, and we need to get up to at least 5, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 50 to 54 has a frequency of 3. 55 to 59 is 3. 60 to 64 is 5. And 65 to 69 is 2. Okay. Got a wobbly histogram there, but that's what it would look like. Good with that?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, find the mean, median, and mode. What are we going to do for mean? Add them all up. Okay? So just to, really for the sake of the video, I would like to write all of these out, but I don't want to take that time. So just to clarify, we're adding together all of these numbers. And then there should be 13 of them. And I would check as you type them into your calculator that you get all 13. So, whoops. 67 plus 52 plus 54. 61. Whoops. Okay, and then right here on your screen, I would count and make sure you have 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Get that answer. When I add them all together, I get 771. Is that my mean?
No.
What would make you know that that's not your mean? Okay, you have to divide it by 13, but if I just had that as an answer on my paper, way too big, right? It doesn't really fit in your data. The mean is always going to be it might not be an exact number that's in your data, but it'll fit within your data. Okay, divide by 13. and I get 59.3. Does that fit within my data? Yes. Okay, now for the median, I do have to write them out in order. So, I guess I'll use this space down here. 50, 60, no, just kidding. We used 50, 52, 54. Oh, stop. 56, 57, 57. Thanks for sharing, Judy.
And then we had to wait, and my brother complained and got pretty hurt.
So you speak again?
Okay, this right here is where many of you lost valuable points. How many numbers, when I write them in order, should I have still? 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Many of you on your test got the mean and the median wrong because when you wrote down all your numbers, you missed one. But you didn't take the time to check to make sure you had all of them. And that's going to mess up your median for sure. What I would do to find your median is go in from the outsides. And sometimes you're going to have two numbers in the middle. Sometimes it will come down to just one. But I would say, okay, it's not those. It's not those. Not those. Not those. Not those. Not those. What's our median? 60. Should be this right here. You should come down to just a single number. Trevor, what were you starting to say? Okay, and why would you say 60.5?
Because I have 60 and 51.
Okay. You need to make sure you cross off the same number on the left as you do on the right. Okay? So here, and I asked that question of you because even though you were the only one that said it, I had lots of people do that on the test. Megan?
Or like if you just do it with your fingers,
Yeah.
I always mess up. And like that on go back and do it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you do it with your fingers, you just need to make sure you're moving both at the same time. Okay? The other thing you could do is, what's half of 13? Do you know? 6.5. It's 6.5. So that means you're going to cross off 6 on either side and have 1 left in the middle. Okay? You see that I have 6 crossed off here and 6 crossed off here? So 60 is my middle. What's my mode? I didn't even look. What is my mode? 57 and 61 both show up twice? Good? Okay. Oh, and then a box-and-whisker plot. Okay, so before I leave this page, actually, the next page is asking for a box and whisker, so let's still use the same set of numbers. Kind of wish I didn't cross them off, but that's okay. So this is my median, which means I am not including that one single number when I'm figuring out my quartile 1 and quartile 3. Now I have 6 numbers left here. If I went in, let me pick a different color. To find the median from here, I would cross off 1 on the left, 1 on the right. 1 on the left, 1 on the right. And this time you do come down to 2 numbers in the middle. What's halfway between 54 and 56? So 55 is your Q1. Okay, this is your median. And then here, same thing. Cross off 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and I come down to 63 and 64. Good, 63.5. Technically we should check for outliers, but I want you to look at that data. Do you think there's anything that looks like it would be an outlier? Okay, you can be reasonable about that. If it looks questionable, if you think that one number looks a lot bigger, a lot smaller, that's fine, but none of these seem to be too far spaced apart. So I don't think we have to look at that. Well, there's a mathematical way to figure it out. The mathematical way to figure it out was to find the Q3 minus Q1, multiply by 1.5, and then go that far up from here and that far back from here. But before you dive into doing all of that, look at your data and ask yourself, does it look like there's anything that's a lot bigger or a lot smaller? Okay? If you're not sure if it's, like, if I had a 72 in here, that might seem like it's a lot bigger than these other ones, so I might want to check that. But mathematically, it might not be one, depending on how spread out the other stuff is. So kind of just use your best judgment as to whether or not you need to go through all that trouble or not. Okay? And think about how mean your math teacher would be to you. Okay? Okay, so at 55, 60, and 63.5, I want vertical lines. So 55 gets a vertical line, 60 and 63.5 would be like right here. Okay? Vertical lines on those make my box. That's my Q1, my median, and my Q3. And then I put dots at the highest number and the lowest. I believe the lowest was at 50, is that right?
Yeah, the highest is 50.
Thank you. Okay, there are my whiskers. I think that was everything we had to do for this one, right? Yeah, nothing else circled. Awesome.